Hey guys, I'm coming to you live from my Facebook stream. As you guys know, my name is Joyce,
Kyle.
James.
Brian.
and we are doing a class project for marketing. We are doing a live stream, and we're going to talk about success and failure. So, first thing I want to start off by saying is that nothing in life is ever like the same. So if you're failing or if you're succeeding, like it's never gonna stay there. Like you're always gonna have your ups and downs. And some of my friends here are gonna explain to you how they feel about it and how you should overcome any failures or how you should overcome any obstacles or how you should feel about success, because obviously success is never permanent as well.
So most of us, I think most of us are athletes. I know James is not, but obviously there's a lot of failure and success in sports. I've played a lot of sports, and obviously as a team you can have like a very good season, but it's very rare to go undefeated. So obviously dealing with losing is something you're going to have to do all the time. If you play an individual sport like bowling, golf, or tennis, something like that, you're gonna lose a lot more times than you win, especially in like bowling and golf. Tiger Woods was the best golfer, arguably of all time, and he still only won, I think, 20% of the tournaments he participated in for his greatest decade. But it's just important that when you're succeeding, you continue to do the things that made you successful in the first place. You know, go to practice, work hard, eat right, take your fitness very seriously. And when you're failing, you also continue to do the same things. Champions stick to a process, and no matter what the result is, they fall in love with the hard work that goes into it day in and day out. And they realize that the end justifies the means, whereas just mediocre people just they just refuse to do the hard work.
Sorry about that, guys. That was the security guard here at our campus at Weber. That's what happens when you go live, you know. So
Yeah, just to pick up what Cal was saying, I feel like you should never lose hope and faith. If anything goes wrong, just keep on grinding and everything else will pay off just fine.
Yeah, if you have a goal, it's never gonna come easy. Like it takes work. Like if you don't put in the work in, you're not gonna get any result or any reward. And what I say is success is always around the corner, but you don't know which corner around that block it's gonna be. So you keep turning each corner, and you might see it's there, and it might not be there. But what you do is you keep walking, your head held high, and you keep moving. And I played sports like when I was younger, and we had.
but it doesn't even have to be about sports. It can be life in general.
It can be in life, but like I was just relating to these guys, like sports related. We had a tremendous season, and then we lost the final in rugby. And what we did was we worked hard at it, and we won the following year. And that was just like a quick example. But with me, I more so into music, and I've made really good tracks and really bad tracks. And to me, not a lot of people really listen to some of them, but there is that few that love my songs. And it only takes that one person to believe in you, to have the strength to push to your goal. And that's what I think about that.
That was beautiful, James.
Thank you.
That was. I'd like to talk about like success and failure in the classroom. I know since I do go to an athletic school, there are a lot of people who put their athletics first and their school second. And I understand it. Yes, you're here for a sport, but academics is also important. And at bigger schools, like it's really emphasized. But what I see from other people here at this school is that they give up on themselves. They think since they have the strength in athletics that they won't have it in academics, but it's not true. Like they give up on themselves. They don't I see them like pushing themselves at practice, like believing and having faith in their sport, and they can do the same thing with academics. It's the same thing. It's just where you choose to have your focus on, and you can definitely have your focus on both of them. You don't have to have it on only one thing. You can have it on multiple things, and I feel like if you try, you will see results. If you always try your best in anything, and your best might not be every day. Like some days you're gonna be sick, some days you're gonna be unhealthy, some days you're not even gonna be in the country. Like, but always try your best, and you will never be upset with yourself.
And yeah, like the reason why you want to do that is because if you do your best, that's all you can ask for in anything. In academics, you know, there's people that do struggle. Like I've struggled. My strong suit is more math related, but I am not that great at English. So like what I had to do to get my good grades to come here to Weber, I had to seek out help, and don't be afraid to seek out help to help you succeed in something. You know what I mean? Like there's all like in sports or in the classroom or by yourself. Like you know, like it's always good to have someone to tell you to kind of push you in that right direction. If that's your parent, like a parent or a teacher or a coach, you know, they will tell you that one person can tell you like the right move for you, and then from there it's up to you to acknowledge that and put that into your success. You know.
Yeah, I agree because especially at Weber, it's smaller. It's a smaller school, so you could be able to get more attention quicker. So if you go to someone, they'll be able to break it down to you and be able to get it across better for you, so you could be able to attain your goal.
Yeah, and as James was talking about, you know, especially in like the music industry or something like that, you know, how many people do you think, like, if they would have just given up like one song, like right before they, you know, made that one breakthrough? I mean, it only takes one time. You know, I have teammates on the bowling team that, you know, they just didn't have a very good college season. They weren't feeling it, but they went home and they practiced really hard all summer, and then they went and won international medals for the country. You know, got their country a lot of prestige on a world scale. They got sponsorships and endorsements. You know, even if nobody believes in you, even if all you have is yourself, and you go on SoundCloud and, you know, you promote yourself and you know, start making music on SoundCloud, and then it blows up and you get a record deal. I mean, you could go online and find all kinds of success stories about you know, people that really just started doing something for fun, and then found out that they were, you know, had a decent amount of skill at it and put everything they had into it, and now they're, you know, household names like Travis Scott or Kanye West or, you know, Taylor Swift or something like that. You know, at some point they were just like a kid, just like anybody else, and they believed in themselves and decided that they wanted to try and do it on, you know, the biggest scale, and, you know, eventually they made it.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any words for people who feel like they're failing or feel like they're stuck in whatever they're trying to pursue, like that their faith is kind of clouded? Do you have any words of advice for them?
I mean, I've had, like, I like to call them like walls. Like I've definitely had walls in my success where I've had like really good months where I would make 4 or 5 tracks to 10 tracks, and then I would have a month where I would only make 1. And I always think like, why can I not think of anything or do anything about this? But at the same time, it's just you just kind of relax, take a step back, and just assess yourself and see where you can put your energy in making more of something that you're working towards. So like if you're in your bowling and you say, oh man, I need to work on my throw a little bit more, and you keep doing it and doing it and doing it, but you don't see any results, it's always good to me if you just take a step back, take a breather, and then just assess like, okay, how can I fix my throwing arm in bowling? You know, and that's, for me, like sometimes it's just, it takes a step back and just listen to other music and get better, get more ideas, and then I will just think of something on the spot. You know?
I agree.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I agree. I think that within every failure, you should always just take a step back and make an assessment out of it. like see where you did wrong, why you did wrong, and what you can do to improve. It should always
Exactly.
be like a review. It should never be like this is who I am, because it's not who you are. It's just a part of the road to success, as I would say. But yeah, what were you gonna say, Kyle?
I was just saying that whenever I feel as though I'm failing or stuck, like he said, I've hit like a wall, whether that be in, like my athletic performance as far as like in the gym goes or something like that. I always find that success comes in leaps and bounds. It's not, the path to success is not like linear. It's not like this. Like you don't just continually improve and improve and improve and improve. Like you'll bowl or like you'll perform really good at one event, and then you'll like have like a slump for a couple months, and then you'll perform even better, and then you'll go back down again, and then you'll go even better than you were before. Like personally, I'm not very strong. Like it takes a lot of work for me in the gym to like increase how much weight I can do. And like the first 2 years I was here, like it was always my goal to bench press 135. Like it just one big plate on each side. And I see football players in the gym throwing up like 3 big plates on each side, and I'm like, man, like why can I not do this? And it just took me so long, and I would sit there. And every workout I'd start and try and do the 45, and I'd get it down to my chest, and I'd get like a quarter of the way up, and then I'd just slam back on my chest, and like the spotter had to help me pick it up. It's so depressing. I thought I'd never do it, and then like somebody told me that the best way to increase your flat bench was to do the incline bench.
Yeah.
So all I did for a month was do like a 25 on each side on the incline bench and do like 3 sets, 8 reps, and then I came back after winter break after I worked out at home, and I was like, all right, I think I got it this time. And I threw up the 135 on each side, and I was like, man, that's pretty light. And then I threw like another 10 on each side, and I did that, and it was pretty easy. So, maybe the key to just breaking through that wall is to try and do things a little bit different or switch up your training technique.
That's a good point. That's a very good point, because if you keep doing the same thing you've always been doing, you're gonna get the same results. So maybe that failure is just to make an assessment to see what you can change, to see what alternate you can take in order to reach your dreams and reach your goals.
Me personally, I have always just told myself to be patient, and I put God first. I feel like I had more success in the classroom than I have on the field ever since I came to Weber. I mean, I left for undefeated at high school. I have 2 state rings in high school, but when I came to Weber, it's been a terrible season. But I just never lost faith in the classroom. I just kept my grades up and just tried to stay on the right path.
That's good.
Yep.
And I mean, like, life is just one big road, and like, there's gonna be a lot of signs and turns, and speed bumps, and you just have to go over them. Like, there's a never-ending road until you reach that success. And you know what? Success to you is something that you made. Like, what you see, what you want in life is your success.
Yeah, success is something different to everybody. For some people,
it doesn't have to be money or anything. It could be just a nice, sustainable family.
Some people, success is owning a Ferrari. Some people, success is having a decent house with a decent family. Sometimes success for some people is just like not being on welfare. Like whatever level in life you are in, there's always a struggle.
Yeah.
Bill Gates, I'm sure, still struggles with something. Trying to get like the next product from Microsoft, like the next technological innovation. Some people struggle with like dependency on drugs and alcohol, and like being successful for them is like being clean. So it just all depends on what your definition of success is, and you just have to be relentless in pursuit of your personal success. And like Joyce said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. That's the dictionary definition of insanity. And so if you aren't liking the results you're getting, you have to do something different in order to change that.
Yep. To close off this video, this live stream, I just want to say, like, whatever it is you're going through or whatever goal you have, like, don't give up. Like, keep being persistent. Like, it will come, it will happen, as long as you keep doing what you're doing and believing in yourself and making assessments. And if you keep failing, that's good. That's a good sign that you're failing, because it only means that you've been trying. And just be cautious that you're not making the same mistakes, because once you start making the same mistakes is when
You start
You're
to
not-
doubt yourself.
yeah. No, it's not. You're not going on the right path. If you're making the same mistakes, it means like you haven't learned anything. You need to grasp your failures and make assessments out of them. But yeah, thank you guys.
And give 110%.
Yeah,
That's right.
absolutely.
They-